How can there be still shyness or anxiety without a me? Yes, conditioning, but wouldn't that be more and more limited to functional thoughts, behaviors? Pity, pity. No. I mean, I'm only speaking from the experience here, so there could be the point that I'm missing what other teachers have accomplished. But from here, it feels very complete and whole, and I feel very confident in my own experience to say that no, freedom doesn't look like the absence of shyness. No, me doesn't look like the absence of shyness. You're imagining being the absence of conditioning. Like, I'm neurologically diverse, so therefore, if you're not neurologically diverse, it's more than likely that there's going to be differences in socializing with people that are neurologically typical. And there's going to have been many, many conditions and years where people have tried to push me into behaving in a certain way in public situations. And so there's going to be a hesitancy in the company of neurotypical people that aren't open-minded. If they're open-minded and they're neurotypical, I feel that I can meet. But if they're neurotypical and closed-minded as well, like, I don't know what to say. But that's when I was a kid, we had to start dating, and I was like, oh God, I really don't want to start dating. Because the reason I didn't want to start dating was because I didn't want to have to go and sit with one other person that I didn't really know in a restaurant and talk. And I used to be like to my friends, what do you talk about? And I didn't realize at the time that other people didn't experience that. So I didn't realize. But to me, I didn't know what to talk to them about. So I'd go on a date with somebody that's neurotypical and maybe not so open-minded. And then they're like, I didn't know what to talk about. I'd just sit there, and then they would say something which I wasn't able to articulate them, but most probably wasn't interested in. So they maybe speak about the football, or they would speak about a subject that I just wasn't interested in. And then I'll be like, and I didn't know I could say all this and say, oh, sorry, that doesn't match up with my interests. Can we talk about something else? Because of the conditioning. But now still I go out for meals with people. Well, I tend not to, but I go into public situations and I don't know what to say. Like this morning I got presented, this is a beautiful baby, but I didn't know what to say. These people that I know through people, so I didn't know them so well, they presented the baby and they're like, do you want to hold the baby? And I was like, yes. And after I'd said that the baby was beautiful and how adorable it was and that it gives you that squeaky feeling, then I didn't know what to say. I was like, and I'm happy to go into silence, but then often other people try to then make conversation and I still don't know what to say. I'm like, beautiful. And we can label that shyness, although it's not really negative, it's just what's happening. So yeah, shyness still happens, and it's fantastic because that's part of this. It's not something to avoid. It's part of this. So I'm standing there not knowing what to say after saying how beautiful the baby is. And then it's like that's what's appearing. So the personality is appearing in this. But who you are is this immense space that's free. So even if you can't maintain regular conversation and you are being a little bit weird, this spaciousness is free. And then the personality character is lost for words, or there is an uncomfortable feeling amongst everybody. And that is the way it is. That doesn't take away from your freedom. In the past, So the absence of freedom would be the attachment to that, and then the seeking to try to change that, the immense seeking to be something, to free yourself in some way, because you believe the freedom is in that. Whereas in that, the freedom is in everything, always in everything. I know it's confusing. It's so difficult, Pity, when before you have this energetic awakening, like there can be so many projections or ideas, and it's often ideas come from lack. So it's like, I don't want to be shy anymore. Like, I'm not crippled with shyness, I'm really bulbageous. I often live in foreign countries where I can't speak the language, and I have to do these really complex things in these societies where I can't speak. So I have quite a bombageous, confident personality, but still there's like a shyness that can come. Predominantly for me, it's like I don't know what to speak now. I do not know the correct speaking now. I do not understand these simplistic speaking rituals, and it doesn't give me pleasure, and so therefore I don't want to do that. It makes me, I don't like it. Sometimes it does. I also do see, a lot of Advaita teachers speaking as though nothing happens as well, like this is it, and that includes everything, like all forms of dysfunction. And I do feel like something does appear to happen, but I feel like it manifests differently in everybody. So there is something in the awakening that happens, and then it makes the character very ghost-like and see-through, and then there is a shift from being that character to being presence. And there is a shift that happens energetically. So there is something that happens. I do understand it's confusing, but it just doesn't look like something, because if you suppress lots of anger prior to that, you might come and for a period be an angry, grumpy person.